All right, I'm looking at another weekly Squardle. This is number 152. If you're not familiar with Squardle, it's like Wordle on a grid. You're guessing a row and a column at the same time. This 8 is how many guesses we have remaining. And, you know, last week I did media and cough, my 2-word start that I like to do on these types of puzzles. And somebody commented that they think that maybe a vowel-heavy second guess is not as good. And so their suggestion was to go... or no, they're saying a vowel-heavy second guess is better because, and I think there's a good point to that because, you know, I did media and cough, and so I have 3 vowels in the first one. But, you know, when your first guess is the first row and column, it's the start of all the words, and words are more likely to start with consonants than vowels. There's plenty of words that start with vowels, but it's not a bad thought. So they're suggesting a vowel-heavy second guess, and they suggested bench and audio. So sure, let's go with bench and audio today and see how that does for us. Okay, well, didn't get us any greens, but that's okay. Now, the downside to this, of course, is we only checked 2 vowels for those first 2 words, but they're pretty good vowels, E and A. And we do have an A in the first row and column. Let's see, we've got I and O in the second column here. We have very little information about the third, other than there's an N in both. There is an I in the second row and column, so maybe we could do something with an I here right now. We don't have much else to go off of. We could do an A, well, but AI, maybe. I want to do an N though. We could do, oh, ain't a word. Ain'ts is ain'ts a thing? If it is, that would be pretty good. I'm gonna go for it. Okay, I didn't think that was a word. So is there a word that starts with AI and has an N? You know, aimed or aimer. Those are also not bad, but it'd be nice to try the N somewhere. Aid, something. Avian, but that's not with the I in the right place. I can't think of anything. So, I'm thinking I like the A better than the I. Is that true? I'm not actually sure about that, but, or I could do the AI and not the N, and go for some new letters instead. Well, we could do aisle, which is pretty good because we know there's E's, there's at least one E in the grid. It's not in the first or second row or column. E at the end is the most likely place. It's not going to help us with the N, but I'm going to go for it. Okay, I'm glad I did the A. Now, the I wasn't as helpful, but there is an I. Okay, so there is an I in the third row. So it's probably not IE. It could be. It's more likely to be there. Something like, well, you could do the N here. But then I'm thinking of anise or whatever, anise, which has an S. I'm thinking the N here. A-line? That could be. Oh, actually, anime is possible too. Okay, well, I'm thinking the I in the middle at least. And then we need an N here too, so. Okay, so we're on this third row and column. There's a C in the column. I don't think it's going to be there because you'd have to have A-N-I-C-E, which I don't think is a thing. So it's not first, third, or fourth. It's probably there, really. That's the most likely place. We've got a U and an I, though. What are we going to do with that? We do the U here. I'm not really liking that. Huh. Well, we also need to have an I somewhere in this column. I here is pretty good. But then I'm not sure what's going on with the U. Is it going to be like at the end or something? Because I don't like I, U, and UI is fine, but not at the beginning of a word. Huh. So maybe the C isn't there. Okay, which means the C is at the end, which is certainly possible. Um. Can't really do a UI at all. I'm still thinking I here. I'm thinking I and U. Something like minus would be good. Minus is pretty good, actually. Because we need the N here. Anime. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe the N is here. Oh, but we can't have an L. Because I was thinking, oh, there's no I there either. I was gonna say tunic. But, actually, sumac. Oops, sumac is interesting. Ah! We go back to anime. Sumac is interesting. I like that. And we don't, all we know is about the white S here. That's all we've got so far. And what are we gonna do with the A and I here though? Anion? OA is pretty good. NC isn't terrible. We can't do an E. We could do an I, but I don't know if I want to do another I. No, because then I'm thinking INCE, and it's not. We need an O. I don't want to do OOA, so that puts the O up here. Well, I guess, like, oinks? I don't know. I don't know about that. OAS is pretty good, though, up here. Something, no, because look, the M needs to have a vowel before it, or an S. And then we've got, yeah, that's not looking good. So, if you put the O there, OOA is bad. Okay, so, all right, I don't know. Shoot. I thought I was doing good, and then, well, I mean, we could do sumac. That could still be right. I don't think that's terrible. We do have the C in the column. We have a U in this row. New spots for S's, potentially. Let's go for it. Okay, okay. Ooh, but this is making me think anime here. But this is a definite I, which means this is a definite N. So that's anime. So this is not going to be anime, but it's not going to be an N. Anima is a thing, isn't it? We had this on a different puzzle. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's a word. I don't remember what it means, but we had that on a different puzzle. Okay, so minus, and so now the O here isn't bad. It's not a definite, but something like comas, but there's no C, obviously. I'm thinking minus. I'm thinking, could this be an S? We've got. What about Pinot? Oh, but I was gonna say spasm, but MS isn't good over here. Okay. I'm thinking O here though. Do we know anything about? No, we could do minor and. I don't want to do smash. There's no H, and HS isn't good anyways. But okay, maybe not. Maybe not S. We could have a vowel here. We don't have much to go off of, really. The OMA here. Roman. Roman would work. Nomad? We don't have an N. We don't have an N at the beginning, but we could do Roman. That's not bad. I was thinking minor, but... Well, we could still do minor. And we could do amass. Oh, but the double S is no good. It's got to be, if we do an S here, we've got to have a vowel at the beginning, I think. Oh, man. Maybe it's not minus. Maybe it's not minus. But we know the N. There's an I. It's not going to be I-E-N probably, right? It's not going to be N-U-I at the end. And if you do an I at the beginning... actually, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say, there actually is a word with an I at the end. Ennui, but we can't put an E at the beginning. So I think this has to be the I. Not necessarily minor, but I think that has to be the I. So if it's not minus, but the S just isn't working over here. Pinup. Pinup, and then we could do an S. Something like spent, A-C-T, amass, yep, minor, apart and tract. There we go. Okay, I think that'll work. Is there any way, we can do it in 4 if we do the columns. There's no way to do it in less than 4 because we have to get 1, 2, 3, and 5, the diagonals here. So it's gonna take 5 no matter what. So let's just do the columns and let's make sure we actually do them correct this week. Not that I would ever accidentally mistype a word and guess the row instead of the column. And we ended with 8. 8, which is really good. 9's the best I've ever done. So, all right, well, you know, bench audio didn't get us a lot of info, but it was enough to get us an 8 today. So there we go. Amass, pinup, anime, Roman, tract, apart, minor, anima, sumac, and spent. So sumac was huge when I thought of that word, and then it took me a little bit to get pinup instead of minus, but yeah, so let me know what you think of bench and audio versus media and cough, or if you have another theory on what the best plan is. And of course, let me know how your solve of this puzzle went, and be sure to subscribe for more.